Are you ready?
Here we go.
Yeah, Aaron, nice to see you, bro.
Yeah, I can't say the same about you, but
Not surprised, man. Not surprised. A few technical issues there tonight, so I won't be showing my face. But, oh well, probably to most people are probably happy about that.
you're hiding your new haircut.
Yeah, no, nothing new about it at this stage. I mean, not showing it. I think most people have seen it now, so nothing to hide. I was like, just going through a little bit of a midlife crisis, but sure, look,
For those
who
wondering,
else?
you went to Rob laid ball everywhere, so he looks a bit like an egghead.
No, we didn't. No, we just stopped rocking around looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I didn't go for
Your little
for the
goatee
record.
and all on you.
For the record, I did not go for the Mr. Clean look, just so you're all aware. Anyone that hasn't seen me lately. And if you
I see
have
her.
seen me lately, if it was in my game, I probably can't remember seeing it. So definitely drop a hello next time I see it.
There's a reason I had the blind down because you're shining like a see from fucking hair.
That's it. Don't get caught out in the sun. You'll be bleeding blind looking at it.
Let's jump into dad jokes. The fourth one in a while. Do you want me to start off?
Do you know what? Because I've had like a load of shit ones lately, I'm probably going to bust out another shit one now, but I'll go first.
Get out.
I'll let you
fair
save
enough.
it. You don't want to end on a bad buzz, do you?
No, go on. You're starting
Right.
bad buzz.
Come here. I just found out actually, right? I don't want to say this first. I just found out that like the angry, like like AGHH, like
Yeah.
what you'd write down in the text, like for being angry. That's not a real word. And it actually made me really angry when I found that out. I don't have the words to explain it.
Mate, your dad jokes are getting worse by the week rather than better.
I know, yeah. See, I couldn't think of anything. As we said, technical
Good God.
issues have made it like very difficult for me to operate right now. I actually have shit dad jokes, but like, sure, look.
Like, I know dad jokes
Let's
supposed to
see
be
what
bad,
happens.
but like you're taking it to a whole new level.
That's it. So does that should make my dad jokes really good then. Realistically,
There's some
they're
people,
so shit. Like,
some people they're probably rolling around laughing because it's so bad, but yeah, they're not getting to me. Maybe because I'm not a dad, but I kind of am a dad
yeah.
bingo, but doesn't really count.
Well, happy not a Father's Day. That's every
Yeah.
day before you have a kid.
All right, let's bring some funniness to this podcast because this one is a belter, I think. Because I've seen this one.
Right, go for it.
Not gonna lie, nearly wet myself.
Right.
I accidentally swallowed a bunch of Scrabble tiles. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
That's actually really funny.
It's not
Do you
as
know,
funny
I'm
now.
actually just gonna. No, do you know what? That was really funny. I think like fuck saying dad jokes from now on. I think like you should just come in with like a belter of a joke. That's good, man. I like that. Out straight. You're changing the game already.
Going for a shy could spell disaster, literally.
It could spell disaster indeed. Oh God. So my
Okay.
joke was a disaster, and your shit might spell disaster.
That's it.
So we're off to a good start anyway.
Yeah.
It's nice to resume. What did we have? 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off? Fucking at this stage, I
Oh,
haven't a
mate.
clue what-
It feels like a bit of a bleeding year. Just what's gonna
Come here, to be expected though. Like, man, think about it. Pubs just reopened. And knowing my previous activities, I was gonna be calling in sick a few times. You know what I mean?
and thank God you haven't. You're setting a good example.
Ah, yeah, setting such a good example. We missed 2 recording slots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know yourself. Live fast, die young, leave a good looking corpse. Still working on the last part.
See the past few weeks or month or whatever. This was gonna bring up. We asked me what we talking about later. I didn't want to spoil it because I want to get your initial reaction, and I didn't want you to be prepared at all. But the past few weeks or month or so, I don't know how long it's been, but it just feels like my life is on autopilot at the moment. Do you ever feel like that? Where you just feel like you're just repeating.
Like like you're in the car, but you're sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah, literally just getting taken along for the ride sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
What?
For the past, must be probably about a month at this stage, I just feel like life is on autopilot. It feels like doing the same shit, waking up, going to work, coming home, dinner, bed, repeat, usual shit. And then I thought, right, I'm back training, double matches are back, happy days. That's my comfort zone, let's say, or my happy place, I'd say, in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
And but it just feels like that's not doing it for me anymore. So it feels like I'm just stuck on level 2. I can't get past the boss. And I need like a cheat code to get past them.
So you've come to the cheat code master.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like the Irish Dave. You speak words of wisdom. You put things into perspective. And I respect your opinion very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
As you've known from previous experience.
Right.
When we were in over the south side, when we were walking. Have you cast your mind back that far?
Yeah,
It's not.
I do indeed.
It's
Without
not.
getting into too much detail, obviously, I do indeed.
No, we can't be one, but I'm just saying it's not as bad as that. I don't know if I'm stuck. I don't want to use the depression word because I don't feel like I am, but I think I am. It
Okay.
just feels like I'm just stuck in a rut. I know it's a fucking stupid thing to talk about straight away, but
No, it's not at
I
all
just feel
because
like
it's talking about it in general is the best idea. It's the best thing that can be done because you're getting to the. It's like doing a root cause analysis. You're getting to the heart of the issue. You know what I mean?
but the annoying
And
thing is there is no
go
root
on.
cause of
So
it. I thought there was a root cause. Remember the thing, um, the work problem I had, that
yeah,
got resolved today. I thought that was part of the issue, or kind of make me feel a bit shit or whatever. But apparently it's not because I literally couldn't give a rat's. But it's
yeah,
weird because like I used to love going double match, used to love going training, and then you feel like, oh, this is like the world is blanked out as soon as you step onto the pitch, or as soon as I go into Crow Park and I see people, and that used to be just my place where I go and just forget about the world and all that. But going to matches, going to training, just like that's the only way I can describe it.
mm.
But it just feels
No, I
like
understand.
on
I get
autopilot.
you.
It's like I just can't find the happiness in things anymore. And I
Well,
feel like
maybe, man, that's a sign that you need to like maybe shake things up a little bit. And I'm sorry for cutting across you, but maybe that's more of a sign of okay. There's things that you did in your past that maybe you don't enjoy as much anymore, but maybe you've spent so many years enjoying them. Do you know what I mean? That it's almost your brain telling you, right, it's time to go find a few more things. Do you know what I mean? Take it as an opportunity to challenge yourself and look for new possibilities and new opportunities and things that open up your life and things that will make your life even better. Like things that you wouldn't think would have ever had any interest in. Like pick up a book and just like get lost in it. You know what I mean? Like see what you can find. Go onto YouTube and fall down a rabbit hole and see how far it goes. Do you know what I mean? Just find something that interests you, something to take up the time, something to break up. Like what you're saying there is like that's your comfort zone. But if you say if that's your comfort zone, maybe like it's no wonder it can feel monotonous after a while. You know what I mean? If it's the same things, or if it's very cyclical in general. But like use this, as I said, as an opportunity to look at new things and look for new experiences and things that excite you. I think majorly that is probably the best idea I can give you. And I know that's very vague, but it's because it's more open to your own interpretation. I can't tell you how to live your life, you know? But
and
if you
strip
feel
clubs
like,
open.
I don't know if do they even exist over in Ireland?
There's one. What's this street off Falcon Street, Abbey Street? I think there was one there, wasn't there?
I couldn't tell you, man, to be honest. But you know what I heard before, right? Sorry for getting off topic here, but you know, Ireland about like 100 years ago or 200 years ago, something like that, say like probably the late 1800s, had the most thriving or like it's either the most profitable or the most busy, probably both, red light district in either Europe or the world, man. I can't remember the exact fact, but it's mental.
And then Amsterdam came along.
Yeah, but wasn't there a thing a while ago they wanted to kind of tone all of that down over
Yeah,
there? No, I'm not too sure of the details, but I remember reading an article like, oh, this was about 3 years ago. Just like they were talking about plans. I don't know, but like they were proposed plans or anything that actually went through. But do you know anything about it? I still haven't been to Amsterdam since I was about 11. Like,
I haven't been at
fucking
all.
surprised. You've never been? I've
No.
heard it's great. I just remember walking around there being a funny smell, like, and now I know what that was. So, yeah, that was my experience of Amsterdam. Unfortunately, like, I was only there 5 days over playing it. Like, I was at one of them like fucking under 11s tournaments. But like, no, it was pretty fun, man. We got hammered absolutely every game. The Dutch are deadly
I thought you were
footballers.
gonna say you got hammered every night. I was like, mate, you're 11.
No, no, man, I was 11, man. I fucking wish, man. Looking back now, God, like, missed opportunity. Imagine being able to get a bit of drink over there. Oh, fucking deadly.
Walk around some
That
level
would have been
street.
some sight now. Playing for Talca Rovers at the time, so it's a mixture of lads from, say, like, mostly Finglas, Glasnevin, and like the odd few lads from Drumcondra. But
Mm.
imagine the site, like, we were staying on this, like, on this campsite. I had a fucking theme park and an aquatic centre and everything. It was actually really fucking cool. But imagine the sight, the parents walk out and me and the lads, a lot of fucking 11-year-olds there smoking hash, just being like, when in fucking Holland? Be mental. Fucking mental. Like,
We went over there with a completely different experience. You go over there and people are
it
like,
would
oh,
be.
here, do you want a brownie? Like, oh, yes. Now you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
now you know why you're being offered a brownie.
Now that'd be even funnier. You were just offered a brownie by someone you thought it was a brownie. Only a little 11-year-old. Imagine the shit you'd see.
Imagine being a goalkeeper, you see like 4 balls coming towards you.
Fucking hell, man. You'd be there hallucinating in the goal. Like, have you ever seen Mean Machine? Oh, Jason
Uh,
Statham's player, the monk, the
yeah,
goalkeeper. He's a fucking nut job. You'd be like
yeah.
him hallucinating in the goal, thinking you're going out battering players.
You're being killed them and all.
Well, this was you got weirdly sidetracked there, but you were talking about fucking how you've been feeling in your mindset over the last like month or so. So, is
Yeah.
there anything else you want to talk about just in regards to that? Like,
It just feels like no matter how hard I tried to get out of it, nothing seems to be working. Like I'm trying to, like over the weekend, I went for about 10K in walks over the whole weekend. And I tried to go out on Saturday, went out for a few drinks, bit of grub. It just seems like no matter what I do, I just can't get out of it. And I'm afraid that it'll slip into something worse. But I'm
do you
getting
reckon it could
by.
be seasonally effective? Like, as in because it's winter now and like because it's fairly shit weather, it's cold and it's damp. Do you reckon that could have any effect, like lack of vitamin D, or just you don't know it, like at least like the summers we've been having have been really nice, and even up until only a few weeks ago, the weather was still lovely for the most part. Like, do you reckon could it be seasonally effective?
I don't know. I doubt it. Obviously, it could be a factor, but like the gas season goes on through the summer, and I've felt like this during the summer periods. Not like well, obviously over the past years with COVID and all, yeah, but I don't know. It just feels like it's hard to describe because even
Right.
small things are annoying me. Like if I'm at home, I'll whack on something in the background, like Impractical Jokers or South Park, like something funny just to give me a bit of laugh. But now I'm just sitting there like, I might be like laughing, probably just like, it feels like some such a down, and I'm trying to put on something just to get by and make not make people think that like I'm being suicidal or whatever. But I think the more you try be someone you're not, the worse it gets.
Yeah, of course.
And
Of course it would.
I think I don't know whether it's the job we're in, like the fact that it's just like an office job and it's mentally draining. I just feel like I'm probably not being overworked, but I've had a hard few months of work with like the project thing we're doing. So I don't know, it's just mentally draining, or I don't know, it's just hard to get out of it. And as you said, like I probably do need to try find something that I haven't tried before. Like I was saying, probably read a book or whatever. But
No, not read a book, but
no,
like
you know
shop
what I mean.
around
Like,
different
yeah,
ideas. Yeah, exactly. Like
I don't know. Just
look, there's no harm in it.
have
And
you
to be
noticed
honest,
any different? Anything different?
no, not at all, really, man. To be honest,
I don't know
the
whether
only
that's a
thing like
good thing or a
I
bad
would
thing.
I don't see like you didn't really. I couldn't really tell to be honest, but like it's not something that I'd look out for in a person to be honest. Like at the minute, and it's not like it's something you'd see more so in person when you're chatting to someone. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It's something that'd be very hard to pick up over the phone unless you were like thinking of key phrases.
yeah.
So
But
no, I didn't cop anything to be honest, man.
I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like the fact that I'm trying to hide it, or the fact that
Try your
uh,
hand at acting.
what?
You could try your hand at acting.
Nah, not handsome enough for that shit.
You and Peter Crouch could star in a movie like a buddy cop movie.
You fucking lanky coppers.
Giraffic Express.
Giraffic nerdy.
Followed up by Jurassic Park.
The thing is, like, no matter
Oh,
how
that,
shit I feel or no matter how down the road, I always try see the funny side of things. I always try have a laugh or make a joke out of something. But the only way I can describe it is just feel like it's on autopilot and just can't seem to find the happiness in anything. I don't know if you don't know what it's called, what the term for it is. Like I'm even trying
you
to do
feel
this
like
smoothie now just to
do
try
you
to
feel
boost
like
my
things have
mood.
do you feel like things have stagnated a bit? Or everything's a bit static, like nothing's really moving at the moment.
Yeah,
You're kind of comfortable that you're in a situation like I've been in this situation for a few months and you're kind of in the comfortable zone. But upstairs you're kind of like, oh, I need something to occupy my mind. Do you know what I mean? It's like your body is fighting two battles here. You have your gut and you have your head. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. Like,
And
you're
that's why I
comfortable where
hate
you are.
sitting
You're
around.
happy enough doing what you're doing, but you want something more to do. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying, man. You have like go out and actually like find a hobby just and to get stuck into it. Not gonna like throw your hand at something you never fucking thought you'd do, and that's genuinely where you're gonna have the best success. Because regardless of how you do in it. Say if you go fucking surfing, like when I went surfing for the first time, I didn't think I'd like it because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be shit. I won't be able to stand up on the board. But that's fucking half the fun. It's getting cleaned out and wiped out by waves. You know
yeah,
what I mean? That's the thing. Like, and I'm not like claiming to be any prolific fucking surfer here, but like at least I can stand on the board for more than 10 seconds these days. You know what I mean? Like go out and try your hand at something like that you'd never think of. And by the end of this podcast, I want you to give me at least 2 or 3 ideas of things that you'd like to try your hand at. And if you don't, I'm gonna fucking make you do it. I'm gonna force these ideas to you.
well, fencing.
I don't know anywhere that does fencing. You could do what's a kendo as well.
I'm sure somewhere over D4 does.
Oh, definitely. And my sister's old school they did it, but then that's a
What?
girl's school, so I don't think you'd be allowed in there. And
You don't fencing?
yeah, it's really weird. We went in on their open day and they had a fencing. It was, yeah, it was pretty weird.
Of course you did.
Well, that's from what I remember anyway. Who knows?
See,
Yeah, man, I tried this new vape, right? Sorry, I know I'm going completely off topic here, but for anyone that's trying to quit smoking, they're actually fucking class. I've been using like 2 or 3 days, like still have the odd smoking all, but it's if I was gonna quit smoking, I'd probably use this. It's a Elf bar. One of the lads brought one down to the gaff the other day, and it's actually really nice. Shut up, blueberry when I was showing it in work.
yeah,
It's lovely. It's really nice. It's like one of these, like you only have like a certain amount of pulls off it, and then when it's dead, it's dead. Like you just throw it away. Like it's pretty nice. Like comes with all the flavors. I'm not trying to advertise it or anything, but like call a good product out what it's called. Like.
I
And
tried
I'll
the
find out in a few. Which I find out in a few weeks. I'm gonna die from it or something.
I tried a vape before once in Cock and Bull. The first time I nearly coughed my lungs out because I didn't do it properly or I got caught my throat or something. They like
Yeah.
choked like proper choking. And the
Oh,
second time
go
I
on,
thought,
iron lung.
and then the second time I thought it was like a big dragon like blowing in my nose and all. I thought it was deadly. It's like, actually, I want to buy a vape now.
Yes, you're
Because,
weaning yourself onto the smokes.
yeah, I thought with vaping, I thought it was a thing where there was no nicotine
You
in
can
it.
get vapes with no nicotine in them.
Yeah, but then
Like if you were going to vape and you didn't want to have like the negative effect of getting addicted to nicotine, you could just get nicotine-free vape oil. I remember when I tried I got off I wasn't smoking for like a few months because I went on a vape and within like say 2 weeks I think I went from having like an 18 milligram one which was way too strong and blew the throat out of me to like going for like a 6 or like a 2 and then by the end of it I was just by 2 weeks I was like I don't even want this anymore. I'd bring it on a night out with me just like so I wouldn't have a smoke but I think it was like 3 or 4 months without smoking over it like
see the vape with no nicotine in it. Is that not
mm-hmm.
still bad for your body, or is there something like in it that can still?
Well, I honestly just didn't look into it.
So
I
now
didn't
there's
really look into it too much. I just started using it because same way like I'd start drinking certain drinks, I don't look into what's in them. Like, but it's just like oh that tastes nice.
Adam,
Do you know
here's
what
a
I mean?
liquid.
I don't know. I don't know every ingredient that's in Fanta, but I'm like, oh, this tastes nice. But like, I'm sure there's some bad shit in that. Like,
Yeah.
same way no one reads all the terms and conditions when they buy something on Apple. Like, I'm not going to read into fucking everything that's in it. Like, I probably should now. I probably sound like a fool, but still, stick to my morals.
Sorry if I start getting a bit coffee or that, but there's little tiny bits at the end of this and I'm getting caught in my throat, so I'm just gonna neck it back now.
What are you drinking? Gold Slick?
Smoothie, so I made it with blueberry, raspberries, low fat milk, and whey protein. And I only started
Nice.
drinking smoothies for the first time last month. I've never had any sort of fruit in my life before that, bar like obviously having a bite and tasting it, but I've never had a smoothie or basically a piece of fruit in my life, bar like the odd taste when I was younger and a few years ago. So that's another thing I added to my diet this year was drinking more smoothies. I haven't had one since probably done the last podcast, but it's I know when you blend down fruits, it's not as good for you, but for
Yeah.
me, it's just a step in the right direction. So it's a accomplishment for me. So launch it.
Oh, that's good. Sláinte, bro. Come here. Speaking of sláintes and people that deserve a sláinte, do you know who really deserves one? The
You,
Irish fisherman, man.
yeah,
For a fact, man. Simon Coveney is like what the Minister for Foreign Affairs or something like that, or like whatever he is. He couldn't do shit about it. Kind of just like his answer when the Russians were supposed to be doing the naval exercises and all was, well, what exactly do you want us to do? And then the fisherman get a meeting with the fucking Russian ambassador. Probably could have done that himself, you know?
yeah.
And then just went, lads, can you move that off? And they did. How fucking mad is that, man? The Russians pulled out because the fisherman said, here, boys, what's the story? Need to go fishing there. That seems pretty fucking reasonable.
And that started because Russia were they sent out a test plane, weren't they, to do some tests off the west coast of Ireland
Previously, yeah, one like fueled up in Donegal,
and set
I
off
think.
from
Or no,
Belfast.
no, no, a ship.
Belfast, wasn't
I'm pretty sure a ship fueled up in Donegal a while ago. It
it? And
came
one
into dock.
and a plane took off from Belfast because I seen
Well, this
someone
was an
tracking it.
unscheduled docking of. Sorry, I don't know about the plane route, but for this boat, it was an unscheduled docking. I'm actually going to look it up here just while we're on the topic.
And while you're looking up there, the plane I seen, another way you can get plane tracker apps on your phone and online and all that shit. Someone tracked the plane
Yeah.
that left Belfast, and I think it was is either a US or a Russian one, and I had no destination on it, and I had no, I hadn't got much flight details about it. So I think people were like, "That's a tester, like a test flight, just to like do a scare tactics." Let's say, for argument's sake, it was
Just
Russia.
to be like, we're that close, we can do whatever
Yeah,
we want. Like,
yes. Let's say it was Russia, and they want to make a scare tactic to the US. They were like, right, we're in Ireland, we can take off from Belfast, we're gonna fly to this spot and do tests, even though we're not allowed, just to show how serious we are. Or vice
yeah,
versa, it
and
could have been
here's
the US.
Bro, here's the thing from the 18th of August 2021. I don't remember hearing this at the time, right? But Russian spy ship spotted off the west coast. That's the headline from the Irish Times that day. A 350-foot Russian vessel believed to play a role in surveillance operations was currently, what at the time was currently off the coast of the west coast. Oh, sorry, currently off the coast of the off the west coast of Ireland.
Was that
That was
a ship or a submarine?
Oh, it was a ship. It was a 350 foot long ship.
Ah.
It came in and docked like, but it was an unscheduled docking like.
A lot's been going on the past month or so with Russia and the Ukraine and all, and it's been in the news, as you said, about the ship with an unscheduled docking, the plane taking off from Belfast. We're seeing something that Putin and
obviously the naval games.
Yeah, Putin and the Ukraine president, I think it was, had a meeting.
Yeah, what's his name? Can't think of it. Doesn't matter. Go on.
No, they had a meeting that went on for like 4 or 5 hours, trying to come to this like peace and all. Because I think
the one was Macron at that as well.
I think it was just two of them, and like literally
Macron had a meeting with Putin.
It was probably him, then, was it? Because it was only two of them in this round.
See, Macron has to. Oh, hello. I was going to tell you this really quickly while I'm on camera. Macron basically had a meeting with Putin during the week, from what I read, and don't know what was discussed at it. But realistically, Putin knows he's going to be in charge of Russia for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And Macron has an election coming up very soon, so any promise they make could it could be. I don't know. That could have some swing to it. I don't know. Anyway.
Did you see the picture of the meeting? If it was them two, they were sitting at each end of the table, and the table was like fucking 50 or 60 feet long, like it was huge. And they were just sitting like either end of it for like 4 or 5 hours.
So talking, they were on walkie-talkies to each other, really.
Literally.
Texting each other. I can't believe you booked a table this big, lad. There's only two of us.
That's why they went on for 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes actually communicated. It took a few minutes for the sound to travel.
They probably needed all the fucking translators in between. I would say Russian to French, and French to Russian is a difficult one.
But I think what started that was Russia had 100,000 troops on the Ukraine border, I think.
They've amassed 120,000 troops
120,
there,
yeah. I think that's what probably set off. That's like, I know.
Well, bro, what set everything off realistically, sorry for cutting across it, what set everything off realistically was back in 2014, the Russians kind of like invaded Crimea, which in Crimea was a very resource-rich area in eastern Ukraine. So that kind of sparked it off, and I'm pretty sure they still annexed the territory as it stands. Like,
and it's been going on ever since.
Yeah, I believe so. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. I could have stopped a number of years ago. I believe that's where the start of it was, because that was the first encroachment into Ukrainian territory. A lot of it is to do, apparently, from the Russian side, that NATO, they don't want Ukraine to become a member of NATO because that's someone on their doorstep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being a member of someone they might see as an unfriendly alliance of countries. So that also could have something to do with it. There's a lot of different factors going on there. There's also the gas prices getting put up because of the pissing contest that's going on. Like, Europe gets a lot of its like natural gas from Gazprom and other Russian companies, you know.
Yeah.
So that's maybe not the smartest move when they could be possibly hostile, but you never know. Hopefully everything gets resolved and no shit goes down, to be honest. Like, we just got through like fucking pandemic of like sitting in the gaff watching Tiger King and all that. That wasn't like that. Like, when you look back at things, if this turns into a fucking World War III, like pandemic, it'd be like, wow, what pandemic? At least you had fucking Netflix. At least you had Jack Gaff. Like, this is like, this could end very badly or just blow over. I hope it's the latter. I really hope it blows over.
At least we can tell our grandkids that we lived through a pandemic of World War III in the space of a couple of years.
I don't want to have to say that to my grandkids. And that, is why I haven't got any kidneys for the last 75 years.
Yeah, but a little special guest here joining us.
Who was this?
The Banks
The Bingo fella. I
doesn't
suppose
leave me
Bingo was his
alone.
name, or what's up? Was he not?
No,
Oh, in
that's
fairness, I was
right.
back in the office there on Monday, and when my ma sent me a voice message when I was in the office, and I think I told you this, but Jake, my dog, didn't leave his bed all day, and I've been working from home for the best part of like what, a year and a half, 2 years. So Jake hadn't left his bed. My ma came into the house, like kind of like didn't know what was up with the dog. She was calling the dog, and he was like, he wouldn't get off the bed. And then she walked away and pretended to call me, so she just shouted my name as if she was calling me. He jumped up out of bed and started running around looking for me.
They're so loyal. They're so
When
innocent.
when I came, bro, I came into the house, seeing him. He jumped up out of bed again, ran over, started fucking rubbing him, and he nearly pissed on the floor. And just for reference, this dog is 14 years of age. He shouldn't nearly be pissing on the floor unless his kidneys are gone. But yeah, no,
So
they're deadly, man. It's just the look in your dog's face, man, when they see you, when you're coming in from work. Swear to God, like, the happiest fucker on the planet.
this
They
one,
are genuinely.
this one won't leave your side, as you can see. Just sits there like and just looks at you. No matter how good or how shit your day is, they're always there and they're always there to cheer you up.
Well, that's it. There's an unconditional bond between like you and your pet, and like more so with dogs. Going out, that's from my experience. I've only really ever had dogs, but from my experience, like the bond you can have with your pet is beyond belief. Like unless you've had a close relationship with your pet, you can't you wouldn't know, I suppose. But I'd say a lot of people during the pandemic who got dogs, a lot of them have either had that make or break moment lately. And I know for a fact they have. There's a number of like pets that have been given up lately and like surrendered to like Dogs Trust and the SPCA.
I
It's
heard
gone
that.
through the fucking roof at the minute. There was like an urgent appeal on because like I don't know like if they have the space to house them, but like if anyone's listening and like you can and you have the space and the facilities to and the capacity to take care of a dog and you want one, you want a friend, like get a dog, fly out the Dogs Trust and adopt one. You don't even have to have it forever. You can literally have it until it's fostered. You can foster a dog out of there, and then when it's ready to move on to like another family, you can do that, like, and take in another dog afterwards. But I'd imagine that's very difficult.
Yeah, because by the time you actually get close to it, it's gone.
Exactly, I'd say like fostering a dog is like it's it's a lovely and horrible experience. It's the same with people that do you know people that like train CNI dogs.
Yeah,
They have that dog when they're a pup. They train them, and then when the dog is trained fully, they move on. And I'd say for the owner, every time like you know what you're doing, you know what's going to happen the whole time, but it's sad nonetheless.
yeah.
Like you'd love to keep the dog. Well, I would anyway. So like I'm greedy enough that I want to keep dogs away from anyone.
The ideal thing is to own a big gaff bit of land and have about fucking 20 dogs.
Let them roam free. Let them form a pack. Release a few deer.
I don't think my
They
life would
turn
ever feel
feral.
like that
There we
now,
go.
but
No, of course you wouldn't. Run with your dogs. Seize the day, man.
look at
To
his
bring it
ears.
back round. Seize the fucking day. That's the one thing to take away from this. Look at the situation. You said all right. You said already that you tend to look on the bright side of things. You know what I mean?
I tried to.
Which is great. It's an incredibly admirable quality. I love seeing that in people. It's one of the best things someone can have about them in my eyes. So what you want to keep doing, bro, or what you want to start doing, is seize the day and seize the opportunity. It might be something that just randomly jumps out at you now that you have it in your head. It's about having things in your head. If you're not looking for things, you won't find them. They won't come to you. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And just for example, there, this isn't me saying any like mumbo jumbo bullshit. This is like, say, if I said to you, yellow reg, right, and I hit you in the arm. So by proxy, if you see a yellow reg, you can hit me in the arm. You will subconsciously be looking out for a yellow reg. You won't even be thinking about it, but in your head, you'll be like, if you see a yellow reg before me, you'll say it. Like, so look for the opportunities, like without having to be pointed in like the direction. Like, kind of just think to yourself, what would I like to just like dip my toe into? Like, is there anything like even say like even a martial art, like say jujitsu, or like say anything to do with music, like would you ever like pick up a guitar or like even get a keyboard and like try to learn how to play that? Or fucking a tin whistle, whatever suits you like. I was even thinking about getting a fucking mandolin at the start of the year, but like don't think that's happening.
What's that?
Like a mandolin, it's like an 8 strings, really, really small guitar. It's kind of like a banjo. You can play like reels and shit like that on it.
When I was
You should look up
younger,
when you get a chance. There's a video of Bill Bailey. He plays one on Graham Norton, and it's very good.
I tried to learn guitar when
The
I was
only
younger, but I wasn't actually like learning it. My neighbor across the road was learning, and he was trying to teach me. That went on for a few weeks, and then like I don't know. It's one thing I'd love to learn to do, but
I could literally I could teach you guitar
yeah,
if you want. I will.
go for the year, be able to play Hero on guitar.
Yeah, I can make that your goal for 2 months from now or a month from now. If you give yourself a year, it'll take a year. If you give yourself a month, it'll take a month. If I give you 3 lessons 1 week, you should be able to play it for the most part. It'll hurt your fingers though. You need to build up the callus on your fingers. It takes a few weeks. Trust me.
Do you see that?
No, I haven't got the phone on me. I have to charge it. That's, ladies and gentlemen, I was actually just being lazy and had to charge my phone. So that's why you didn't get to see me for most of this.
This
Except for my
dog,
brief little cameo when I didn't realize I was on camera for a couple of seconds.
this
But
dog,
we move.
he just sits here, he look at me the way he is now, and next while just like plonk his head in between me, like torso and my arm, just like plonk his head there and just leave it there and like try to go to sleep. He wants to try lie down and get comfy on me. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. Look the way he looks at me, like it's just melts your heart. It really does.
It really does, man. That's a sign of a great relationship between an owner and a pet. Like it kind of, it's more of than an owner and a pet. It's a friend, like it's a friend relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they just add to the situation. You're sitting there hungover and your dog floats into you, and just sits down beside you. You're just like, yeah, you're just like me, except you're not hanging right now. I think there's no funnier sight than when you walk into someone's house and you see them lying down and the dog is lying down in the same position, but not on the sofa.
you're a little flat with your back, arms in the air, tongue out. There's Jake beside you on his back, paws in the air, tongue out.
I think they honestly mimic their owners sometimes, but he does some stupid shit like it. You know, like there's certain things where I'm like, oh, this is funny, but it's also kind of like, would it stop? Sometimes I do yoga or just doing stretching before I go for a jog or something, and I'll stretch, like obviously trying to pull a fucking muscle or anything. And so we're there, like, you know, I'm trying to stretch the hamstring, so fucking bend down, touch the toes, and like try get like good stretch in. And every time I do that, the dog comes over and starts licking my face. He does a fucking hilarious thing that my mom's, and like so during the summer when it's warm enough, you get like a lovely like 6 a.m., 5:30 like sunrise or something like that. She'll be out in the garden at about say between 7:30 and 8:30, or 7:30 and 9 in the morning, just doing a bit of yoga. And Jake will be outside with her doing yoga poses. Like he's just there stretching with her. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how like it's not like she sits there talking to the dog, like, do you know what I mean? Being like, and now this is the warrior pose. Like, nothing like that. She'll be like stretching, and the dog will like start trying to stretch beside her. It's fucking hilarious. Like, talking absolute marbles here, bro.
They're so innocent. And they
They
mean
are,
no
bro. They
harm,
really
but
are.
the thing about dogs is they show love and affection and they do whatever. And like they're not how am I trying to word this? Like they're not as smart obviously as humans. They don't have a what they do without instinct is what I'm trying to say. Like they're not doing it just for the sake of it. They're doing it because like they want it and they mean it. You know it's not fake.
Yeah.
But it could be fake and it's just been fucking me up my whole life and just waiting
Yeah,
for me.
true.
He's waiting for me
Very
to go
true.
before him and he'll tell me money, but
That's it. The dog cashes in the wheel.
living the life. Puppuccino, please.
Retires on that lovely pension.
But it's mad,
Yeah,
like,
like ladies and gentlemen, I only found out I get a pension today. Like I only found out like my job was paying into a pension for me today. Jeez, the things that I just don't listen to.
you sound
Telling you now
so
that it makes
smart
for good news
sometimes.
down the line. I know, but like, come here, look, not like paying that much attention all the time makes for good news down the line.
Oh yeah, I have a couple of grand new pensions I didn't know about. Sound.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Now I'm really fucking happy. Now I'm like, yeah, happy days. That's there. Lovely. Didn't even know that was there.
Gonna stick with you another while, maybe till I retire.
Yeah, who knows? Come retire. Who knows when I retire?
So you can
Who
throw
knows
out.
though, bro? Life is you've infinite possibilities in this life. We live in a generation that has more opportunity to do anything than any other generation in the history of the human race. You think about the internet's provided us. Internet's provided us a means of communicating to anyone at any time, at any place in the world about any topic. Getting the information, going and sourcing your own information on any topic in the world at any time, in basically any place. Like how like cryptocurrencies have almost taken hold at the moment, or like are gonna probably take over, like in terms of like financial systems, and even the way NFTs have taken over. The internet alone breeds so many possibilities. So I know like the overarching thing we were talking about earlier was you wanting to kind of get more things done and get like do more shit and get yourself out of the hump. I think something to do with the internet, computer science, anything like that. That should be something that you could focus your mind on. I know we're already doing internet stuff with the podcast, but I think genuinely there could be something out there that's waiting for you to discover.
Mm. I was even looking at courses, looking at different career paths, looking at other jobs in the same industry we're in. I was looking at things, but it's it's hard to find something that sparks my interest. I have an idea what I want to do, but I need to get the qualifications for it first.
Okay.
So I think I
And
need
how long will it take you to do that?
once I'm gonna be QFA, I
Okay.
should be all right.
So set your a realistic goal for yourself. Give yourself a realistic time frame that you think you can achieve that
So
in.
what we do, we're February. The next set of exams in April. I probably have missed the deadline for that. Don't really want to be studying over the summer while double matches are on, so that's September out of the way.
Okay. No, I'm not asking you to don't think you're overthinking it. You're completely overthinking it. Give me a time frame. How many exams is it?
2 left.
2 exams, right? I'm gonna give you a time frame. Okay. Your time frame is 1 year. Okay. 1 year from now, which means you have three. I'm giving you 2 slots to do it in. I'm going to do both in September, or one in September, and one in January,
No, I can't do
and
both
go off of
September.
that. What was it?
Have you not seen the pensions book? It's fucking huge.
That's what I'm saying. Do one in September and one in January, but give yourself a realistic time frame.
Mate, you can't be
Set
studying
a
for exams
realistic
over
goal
Christmas.
there. Well, then you don't have to do your studying beforehand. Go in with the knowledge that you've built up. Know that you're going to pass it. Now you're going to fucking plow through the thing. Like put yourself in the mindset of this is my bread and butter. You know what I mean?
That has been a
If
goal
you're
since I
looking,
joined the bank to get the
then
QFA
action it,
done.
bro.
But you know
You
what?
know?
You know what turned me off when I done my investment? I joined the bank in November 2018 and I booked loans and regs straight away just because everyone else was doing it and I hadn't got a clue about the QFA and all this shit. I just booked loans and regs, 2 exams at once for April. Passed them. I was like, happy days, passed them. I'm going to do investments now in September. So I booked investments for September. Did study that much. Like I felt confident enough that I'd pass, but I didn't put the work in. Like I just done like the bare minimum that I thought I'd get away with it. And it was the day of the All Ireland final the exam was on. And you know me, like my mind was elsewhere. And
Of course.
you know this already, but our supervisor at the time asked, "Are you all set for the weekend?" I was like, "Oh no, I haven't got a ticket yet, but I'm hoping to get a ticket on the day. I know someone who might have it for me, blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "Oh no, I was talking about the exam, but it's good to know where your mindset is at." So you can already tell where my mind was at. I wasn't really focused on the exam. Went to the exam, we're in all my Dublin gear, thought I'd done enough to pass. As soon as the hour mark hit, I was like, right, get me to the pub, I'm doing this exam. Went straight from Marino into Mars, had a drink, went to the All Ireland final. Enjoyed my day, enjoyed my night. Got the results a month or so later, and I done terrible. And that just like turned me off. So
Mm.
even the other thing, the last two exams I've done, the life and what to do with life and investments last time. I think it was, yeah. And I studied my arse off of them too. I'm like, right, I'm booking two, getting these done, studying my arse off about, and I did. And the fact that like I only got 40 something percent in both and it passes 40. Them two scenarios, them two things I went through, I kind of put me off finishing it because the fact I
Okay,
studied so hard. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
bro, can I stop you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me this for a fact, right? Which one did you do better in? The one that you failed or
Oh,
the one that you passed?
well, it passed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's an improvement on the last time. So what
Not
you need
that
to do is carry over that improvement and keep going with it.
wasn't that hard to improve on, to
Get
be
greater
honest.
improvements. What?
It wasn't that hard to improve on, to be honest.
No, but well, there you go though. Like that shows what a bit of work does. Instead
Yeah.
of failing one, you pass two. Do you know what I mean? So you
It's
split
tough.
your time between two rather than just going after one. And when you split your time between two and studied a bit, you were able to pass both of them rather than arsing around with the first one. You know what I mean? Taking the piss because you were more into the guy.
Mm. There's
So
probably
just
people.
like look at that as the improvement there. Realistically, man, that's showing improvement. So if anything, that's a sign of encouragement. I think that's more a mindset thing. I think you need to more look at things like more glass half full than glass half empty. Because when you said you were looking on the bright side, there are like areas where you fall short. Like that's an area, yeah. Like and it's when you critique yourself, but you're showing an obvious sign of improvement there. You turn a fail to a pass, and now turn a pass into a merit, and then turn a merit into a distinction. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cycle of continuous growth. And not Rome wasn't built in a day. Like so, we have to like keep going on small steps. And that was a large step there. Like you went from a fail to a pass, and as you said, you really weren't happy with that grade that you got. So I don't know what it was. Like, do you know what I mean? But you weren't happy with it. You went out and changed that. Keep doing that. And the fact that you're not happy with just passing is also a great thing. But it should be the
Mm.
thing that pushes you forward and strives you to go like and actually get behind it and go, fuck this, I'm gonna do better next time.
Yeah. See, I'm always told that I'm always too hard on myself. Like, if I get like fucking,
Your failures make you. You know what I mean?
you know, a mindset is a
That's
big thing.
the mindset's a huge thing. And like mindset by Dave will tell you that, man. Mindset is the biggest thing. It's not like other people say motivate. I lack motivation. You don't lack motivation. You lack fucking discipline. Same way I do. Most people lack discipline because you're not behind the idea enough to actually believe yourself and say that I'm gonna fucking do this. And the things that you do back yourself in, you genuinely tend to fucking achieve it if you really put your mind to it, put your heart and soul into it. You will fucking achieve it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's it's a mindset thing. It's
And that
about discipline
and that
and it's
was a
about
big
really
factor.
thinking. You know, I'd
That
say
was a
so, bro.
that was a big factor because when I was thinking about doing the exams, I didn't feel ready. But it's like a light bulb clicked, and I just got like a big motivation, like big burst of energy, big I can do this. Like my mindset completely changed going into them exams. Like I was so focused, I was so determined, I was ready. I knew I was gonna be ready. I knew I was gonna work hard. I knew I was gonna study. I knew I was gonna put the work
Exactly.
in. That's why I booked it, and that's why I didn't just book one. I booked two because no way people say, and I always say this: everything happens for a reason. I feel
Yeah.
like that happened for a reason, because I didn't just settle for one. Something inside me told me just to book two of them. It's just like a gut instinct, and if I get the gut instinct, I'm always going to go with it because I feel like it's going to influence, like it happens for a reason, sort of thing. So it's like the universe telling me, like, right, go do a sort of thing. So that's why I booked the two of them. I'm just waiting for that just to re-spark. I don't want to go into it waiting for me to spark it. I want to go in with the right mindset. I want to go in feeling ready. I want to go in knowing that I can put the work in. And I don't know if that's just me being a dope and just putting it off and making excuses, or I'm actually going off like previous experience and not doing it until I'm in the right mindset to know that I am going to pass. I don't know.
I think the only thing stopping you, bro, is yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a mindset thing, you know? You're dead right. It's a mindset thing. And that's the beauty of it. You can breathe that out of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of negative personality traits that I want to breathe out of myself. And it's only through working on it you can do that, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that you understand it helps, because it means that, lovely, I know what the problem is and I can deal with it. Remember I said at the start, root cause analysis?
Yeah.
So you said if you couldn't find a root cause, I feel like we have. You're right, I am brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't help the self-praise. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're giving me a clap at home. Thank you.
Just because you can't hear them, I'll clap for them.
Don't do that. I can't see anything and it sounds like you're doing something else.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest, I think you've listened to us talk enough tonight. And I think, I say from the bottom of my heart, Aaron, thank you for sharing so much. And I hope that anything, and really I hope that everything I said helped in some way, shape or form. You know?
It has. I feel like it was a bit of a weight on my shoulder. And look, everyone's different. Everyone's problems are solved in different ways. But for me, when people know I'm in, like, feeling shy, like of Alien, she knows when I'm feeling shy. She knows not to ask me, like, oh, how are you? Because she knows it pisses me off. She knows that over time, it may take a day, an hour, a week, a month for me to come around. But there is a time where I come around and actually say, we're here, listen, over the last whatever time frame was, and I tell her, and then I move on. Everyone's different. I find that when I'm ready to talk, I talk. That helps get weight off my shoulder. Other people, like as I said before, find doing exercise, doing sport events, going for a walk, going out with their mates. People have their own way of doing things. So hopefully people can find some positive from this like show them that there is a way out of things. The grass is always green on the other side. It is always sunny in Dublin, even if it is rain 24/7, but still there's always a bit of sun behind them clouds.
Well, come here. Life is always what you make of it.
Yeah. At the end of the storm, there's always a golden sky. As I say, you never walk alone, hence why I have a tattoo on my arm, because that's why it means so much to me. The lyrics alone.
There you go.
So, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. You've helped me feel better myself today. So I'm actually glad I waited to talk on this, because I hope hopefully people find some positive in this, and maybe it lights the spark that they're waiting for in life.
Yeah. Dead right, man. Dead right. And I love chatting to you tonight. But I want everyone to know, anyone listening at home, if you aren't affected in any way by anything that was said on here tonight, you can contact us at our page. We're always there for if anyone needs anything, especially any listener. Like, you know what I mean? Because like we don't get that many, so we're happy with the loyal few that we get. So if anyone is struggling with anything, we're more than happy to help and talk to you.
And we said when we were starting up this podcast, if we ever do talk about sensitive things, we all try and end on a positive note. I think we've done that here today.
Yeah.
Mate,
I think we did.
it's been an absolute pleasure talking.
Yeah, sláinte, bro. Have a good one.
Take it easy, people.